Happy New Year and welcome to another edition of GG Weekend Preview. My name is Chris Graham, Ross Clarke. Happy New Year, Ross. How are you doing now?
Happy New Year, everyone.
Can you still say Happy New Year?
I think
9th of January.
I think you can, and Happy New Year means, what are we now? 8 weeks away from Cheltenham.
8 weeks, huh?
8.5 weeks. Looking forward to that. Let's get it on.
Lots of great stuff happening on GG.
Are you a 4-day Cheltenham man or a 5-day Cheltenham man?
Four definitely. Why mess with perfection? Well, you know, why do you want to dilute it even further? Like, we've seen a couple of. It's just perfect. Why do you want to mess up with it? Like, you know, people say, well,
I'm going to say, it's only 2 extra races. There's 28 already. Cut it to 6 days, 6 races a day. Put on the extra day, just 2 extra races. And everyone's going, oh, it's going to dilute the quality. Cheltenham is racing's Olympics. Well, look at the dross that's already in the Olympics. You have walking races, surfing, touch rugby. I mean, who knows what's going to be in there? Kiss chase is probably going to be in there next time. You know, so let's not think that the Olympics is like this quality bastion of quality that everyone talks about. It gives a chance for teachers to go. Make it 4 days. If Ireland can make it 5 days. If Ireland can do 7 days for Galway, I'm sure us Brits can do 5 at Cheltenham.
Galway's a completely different thing. It's a summer festival. It's just for the Guinness and the crack, as they say. This is supposed to be the ultimate event for horse racing. You want, you know, it's like, I don't know, it's like having like the conference final before the Champions League final, and I don't know, it's a terrible example, but yeah, keep it as it is. It's perfect. Why do you want to mess with perfection? Leave it as it is. 4 days for me all the way.
I'm 5. Put your comments down below. Let's see how many of you are 4 day and 5 days.
Absolutely. Anyway, because by the time you get to 5 days, you'll be as tired as I am the day anyway, that's for sure. Anyway, there's some good racing today. They always say, stop talking about Cheltenham. There's some great racing, you know, it's street racing every week, as it should be, these big races on their own, rather than talking about Cheltenham all the time. So anyway, let's do that. The Grade 2 Silviniaco Conti Chase takes place tomorrow at Kempton at 2:05, 2.5 miles, top notch. He's only 9 top notch, he's just turned 9. Feels like he's been around for donkey's years. 10-11 favourite, 5-2 Frodon, 6-1 Coto Rico, 16-1 Born Survivor, Keeper's Hill, 25-1 Rag. Top notch. What a career. Yeah,
I think he's actually underrated for what he's done. I mean, he's finished 2nd in the Triumph Hurdle, he's finished 5th in the Champion Hurdle, he's finished 2nd in a JLT Novice Chase, he's run up 4 of the last 5 Cheltenham festivals. You know, you'd love to own him. Yeah. Daryl Jacobs says he's his favourite horse. Mm-hmm. Sadly, I don't think he's going to win.
No.
I'm going to take him on.
Taking him on at odds on.
I'm going to take him on at odds on. I mean, he just got home from Puerto Rico, reopposes today in the Peterborough Chase last time. Strictly on the ratings and on the weights, Puerto Rico should reverse that form. I don't think he will. I think Top Notch will still finish in front of him. Puerto Rico, incidentally, is crying out for a step up to 3 miles. Keep an eye on him when he does step up to 3 miles. But I think he'll be beaten Top Notch, Puerto Rico. They'll both be beaten by Frodon.
All right. He's gone at the game, no?
No chance he's gone at the game. There's valid excuses for his 2 defeats this season. The first time out, more than half the fences were omitted in the Old Roman Chase at Aintree. That neutralised his best ability, which is his jumping. And last time out, in the Betfair Chase behind Lost in Translation and Bristol de Meyer, 3 miles heavy Grad Haydock, that's not really going to play to his strength. I'd expect him to get into a really decent rhythm around Kempton. Get Top Notch and Puerto Rico out of their comfort zones and put in another big win.
If it doesn't run well here, well then there's a case to say that amazing season that the horse had last season has really no bottom to horse.
Yeah, it could have done.
Put 2 million miles on its clock.
Could have done, but until what I consider are probably optimum conditions, I'm willing to give him another chance.
I feel 5-2, it's a decent price definitely. So I think that's a new race, Silviniaco Conti Chase. I can't think of a Grade 2 on this weekend. It's usually one of the poorest weekends at the National Hunts, the winter. But anyway, brilliant. Warwick, on to Warwick. Have you been to Warwick before?
Never been to Warwick.
What a lovely course that is. A beautiful course. it's intrinsically English. You've got the castle in the background. It's a real beautiful traditional market town.
The Scotsman talking about loving something intrinsically English. You'd be talking about how he loves Boris Johnson. You can't get more English than that.
I will never go that far. I will never go. Don't ever accuse me of that. Anyway, go to Warwick. It's a beautiful course, very welcoming. Shan Blue is the 11 to 4 favourite in the Leamington Novices Hurdle on Saturday. That's the one you're going for, Ross. One, it's maiden at Hurdle last month. Why are you so keen on the 5 here?
Well, a couple of reasons really. He was impressive there. Dan Skelton will have a clue to the kind of novice hurdle form with Protectorat, who got reinstated into that race at Cheltenham last time. But the thing that really intrigues me is his one bumper run last year where he finished 3rd in his bumper. The winner was Chantry House, who's well fancied for some Cheltenham novice events here, who came out and won at Cheltenham on his first start over hurdles. And the second was actually a horse called Edwardstone of Alan King's, who's one of only 2 horses to beat Fiddler on the Roof over hurdles. The other one is Time Hill, just for information purposes. So that form alone suggests he's got plenty of toe, plenty of speed, and this is a tough race. 5 of the 6 runners in it are last time out winners, but we'll take Chamblou favourite to do the job.
Good stuff. The new one won that race 6-7 years ago. It's Ballymore Trial essentially. The Lanzarote Hurdle at 240 at Kempton.
Oh, quiz question for people out there. Name the horse that the new one beat in the Neptune after winning this. Oh, well, I'll answer it.
No, Fahim won.
I'll answer it at the end of the video. So have a think about it while you're watching it. Who did the new one beat in the Neptune? I'll give you a clue. He went on to win an absolutely huge race 3 years later. There you go. There's the clue. So on to the Lanzarote.
Don Cossack?
No.
On the Lanzarote, been to Lanzarote?
Right. Of course I've been to Lanzarote. I'm an Essex boy. Of course I've been to Lanzarote.
Love the self-honesty there. Notre Pair won Welsh national. Notre Parry 3-1 favourite, 13-2 Burrows Edge, and then 7-1 Bar. Who are you going for?
I'm going to be very unoriginal and go for the favourite again. He looked to have tons in hand of his mark when he won at Aintree last time. There's obviously going to be, it's owned by JP McManus, so you should expect that there could be some Cheltenham kind of plan involved. Now, this race run over 2 mile 5, which is roughly the trip of the Coral Cup. And if he wants to run in the Coral Cup, he's going to need to win because he's rated 130 now. And the bottom horse in the Coral Cup last season ran off 133. So he's going to need to go up at least £3 if he's probably going to get in the Coral Cup. I just like the way he did it last time. And when I was looking through the race, trying to find something to beat him, I just couldn't find one. The more I looked at it, the more I thought, well, that's not going to beat him, that's not going to beat him, that's not going to beat him. And I just got more and more confident that Notre Paris would do the business. So I suspect I'm going to put the favourite up again, unoriginal. But yeah, should do the business and maybe go on to a decent Cheltenham handicap.
Nice one, good stuff. The Warwick Classic Chase, Warwick's biggest race of the season, is next at 3 o'clock. 3 miles 5 is a real stiff test for the horses here, and I get a decent field this year. 92, the conditional of course was second in the Ladbrokes Trophy on opening day of December. Kimberley Candy 5-1 was second in the Beecher Chase last month, and then LeBroy 8-1, Petty Power and Bobo Mac at 9-1. The conditional's having a really good season. Does he deserve to be 92 favourite? Do you like him at 92? Yeah,
probably. I mean, he won a really hot Cheltenham handicap, didn't he? West Approach came out of that and won next time, and then a great run behind Darasha Counter in the Ladbrokes Trophy. This race, I like this race, especially recently. It's been a good pointer to the Grand National itself. I think it was 3 years ago, one for Arthur won it before going on to win. And then in 2018, Milan Spa finished 5th in the National, just behind Tiger Roll. Going back to the 90s, Moorcroft Boy won it before just getting touched off by a Mini Homer
94.
In 94, good knowledge. So yeah, keep an eye on the winner of this for the Grand National. And I'm going to take a chance. I like the conditional. I mean, he's got the best form in the race, clearly got the best form in the race. But a little bit of a bigger price because I've put up 2 favourites. I'm going to go for Bobo Mac. He's a 9-year-old, but he's only had 6 chase starts, so he's still potentially improving. And 9-year-olds are kind of the type that are going to go on and win these sort of staying chases. You don't really want them too young for this. He won really impressively on his seasonal reappearance, and then got beaten by about 3 lengths by a Venetia Williams horse at Ludlow last month. Now, that was at a time when Venetia's horses were absolutely flying, everything was winning all over the country. But the way he stayed on, that was over 3 miles, the way he stayed on, he put more space between himself and the third than there was between the winner and him after the last. Looked as if he's going to stay. He's a grey, so you'll be able to pick him out quite easily in the conditions. Looks like a strong galloper. He's won at Warwick over hurdles before, so we know he acts around the track. So there's quite a lot to like about him, and I think he's about 8 to 1 around about that 9, so a decent each way price to end the day.
Great stuff, great stuff. Bit of potential value there, 91. What's your best bet for the day tomorrow?
The best bet is probably not trippery, not very exciting. And also, we've now got time to answer the question.
What was it?
Who did the new one beat into second? And it was Rule the World, the Grand National winner, which is I forget
won
the year.
the Derby as well. I know that was,
yeah, what a superstar that horse was.
Yeah.
No, but so he beat Rule the World in that Neptune.
Great.
So
not one of the Grand National's most memorable winners. But
no,
yeah,
I didn't back it.
Anyway, 2 months to Cheltenham today. Just quickly, because a bet that you're thinking about. Exactly 2 months.
I still like Chacun Pour Soir for the champion chase. Even with the fact that Altior's now heading there makes me think that I'm going to get an even better price as well. So Chacun Pour Soir, keep backing him every week until Cheltenham, and then count your winnings.
Fantastic. It's going to be good. 2 months today it starts. But anyway, that was our weekend roundup. Back again next week. It's Clarence House Chase Day at Ascot, so we'll see you then.